Hello, Andy, and we're live.
How are you?
I am good. I'm going to introduce you to people. So this is Andy
Okay.
Regu.
Hi.
This, hi. Let me give a proper introduction. This is Andy Regu. He is a brilliant comedian, a very hilarious comedian. Everyone knows
What?
that once and yes, Andy, you
What?
know it. Stop acting so humble. Everyone knows that when Andy gets on stage, the audience is going to laugh. But the reason I've called Andy here is because he has recently acquired a new distinction. He
Oh,
is the only comic to perform for human and non-human audiences, which we will hear about. Yes.
that's right.
Okay, Andy, now you introduce yourself. Tell us, you've been doing comedy for a while. How has
Yeah.
it been? How did you get into it? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Where do I see 5 years from now? Hopefully doing a paid show, guys. Hopefully doing a paid show. Fingers crossed. Yeah. नहीं नहीं वो 5 years में यही सब करेंगे. But yeah, it's I've been doing it quite some time. अभी now I've realized because first 3 years you're like, hey man, it's just 3 years, and then you're like, hey man, it's just 5 years. Then you're like, others will say, hey, you've been doing comedy for 7 years. I'm like, no, 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 7 years, no, no, it's 2016, 7. They're like, yeah, that's 7 years. I'm like, oh, ऐसा? नहीं, नहीं, then I've only been doing it for 3 years. Because after pandemic, it just started to recount. So pandemic के बाद से चालू किया. So I'm just 2, 3 years into the
Okay.
business, guys. Yeah.
And how has it been so far? Like, are you making money out of it? I know you are, thoda sa.
Hey, I thought you were my friend. Why are you asking me these questions? I thought this was going to be a fun chat. How did money come into the picture? पैसे के बारे में क्यों बात हो रहा है?
No,
Money come.
Andy gets good corporate gigs. In fact, he has just come back from one, which
Hey, I don't get corporate gigs, please. I only get private gigs with some insane requests which I don't want to talk about.
no, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that the last because that's like the jewel in this conversation. But Andy, you've done a significant amount of private shows. Let's talk about how weird they can get.
They're very. I wouldn't say all of them are weird, but क्या होता है कि first of all, when somebody books you for a private show, it's either their birthday or it's their anniversary, or they're like it's a surprise event. Now the surprise event is that the audience also doesn't know there is a comedy show. वो लोग हलवा खा रहे हैं, कसाटा खा रहे हैं, suddenly like guys now they're like what ice cream? They're like no comedy, and they're like why? So that is a lot of fun to go and disappoint them, and then they're like we are having ice cream. Why did you have to do this? That is a lot of fun. Like one of the shows, it might just portray me. I don't know how, but there was a show I had done, and after the show, two women approached me, as in, and they're like, hey, they didn't. Approach is the word here. So they're like, what are you doing next Saturday night and evening? And I'm like, oh, you tell me what should I be doing? So they're like, they gave me an address, and they said, come here tomorrow exactly at 8:30 p.m.
How did you
And
feel at this point? Your first improper advances.
I just felt wanted. No, no, I was like, whatever. Ask them what is the plan. I'm not coming to anybody's house, and that also in Jogeshwari without any prior notice. I'm not coming there.
Then
So they're like, "Nee, nee," they're like, don't worry about it. This is for a. They said this is for a corporate show. So then I was like, corporate show. What is the name of the company and all? And they're like, we'll give you 5,000 advance. I'm like, just tell me the address. I'll be there. Okay. So then what happens? Then I call them. They're like, okay, this is the place. I go there. I ring the bell. I'm there outside for 5 minutes, and then there's no answer. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's another prank. Then they call, and they're like, have you rung the bell in the second floor? I'm like, yeah. They're like, now come to the third floor. And I'm like, 5,000 के लिए क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा यार? What is
you
this?
weren't scared. You weren't scared at all.
I mean, I was like, क्या ही बुरा होएगा?
This is a male privilege, huh? Carry on.
I mean, yeah, it's a male privilege, but it's like ट्रेन मिस हो गया, टीसी से भागा, सो you're like things are only going to get better than this. बस मिस हो गया, किसी ने जेब काट लिया, तो इससे अच्छा ही होगा। ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, कोई खून कर देगा। You're like, yeah, victory at last. No, no, I'm kidding. So then I went there, and they were like, how long have you been? So it happened like this. It happened like an interview. So there are two women who are sitting across, and I'm on this chair like this, and they're like, they're both wearing black. They're twinning, and I'm like, okay, let's see where this night is going. And there's pin drop silence, and they have like a big house. Okay, बाकी सब lights, घर पे lights off है. There's only light in this room, and the doors are closed in the other rooms. So I'm like, what do you want? So he said, how long have you been doing comedy? And I'm like, ye wo aisa waisa. And then they say, okay, welcome to Mission Istanbul. I'm like, what? And they're like,
What?
yeah, they said we have a friend, some Pratiksha, whatever, some girl's name. And I'm like, do you know Pratiksha? I'm like, why would I know Pratiksha? So she's like, she is turning 45 on the 7th of that, after 10-15 days. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, we have organized a surprise party for her. And I'm like, great. Why are you telling me all this story? Just tell me how much money I'll get and what I have to do. And because मेरे को कुछ interest नहीं है, मेरे को जाके खाना वाना खाना है, I'm not eaten anything. And this treasure hunt, they like come to second floor, then ring the bell, then wait for 5 minutes, then come to the third floor. I'm like, just just don't make it interesting. I already had an interesting journey. And they're like, it's a 45th birthday, and you have to do a birthday thing. So I said, okay, what is the audience? कौन होगा? बच्चे होंगे, बड़े होंगे? They're like, it will be exactly your audience. And I'm like, my audience? मेरा अभी एक शो कैंसिल हो गया because no audience came. तो क्या बोल रही है तू कि your audience? There is no audience. What audience are you talking about? So they're like, it's a private party. I'm like, okay, done. And then I say, and then they say ki she's 45. She's turning 45. It's a very special day for her. It's she's also our sister or something, and you have to make her feel special. And I'm like, you mean do a comedy show, right? They're like, yeah, that also. Because इनको pitch करने नहीं आता है. They should ideally what they should say, hey, this is का birthday है. Please don't do any offensive jokes. Roast her a little bit, and then say ki best sister in the world, and do happy
Huh.
birthday, and then take your money and fuck off. This is what they are supposed to say. But इसके लिए उनका build up they are both what black this thing, and they're like, yeah, okay, how long have you been doing comedy? I'm like, what the fuck is this HR interview or what? तुम लोग मेरे को नौकरी दोगे क्या? So I said, okay, done, whatever, the deal is done. And then the next day I asked them, where is the show happening? Is it in Andheri? Is it in Jogeshwari, Versova? So they're like, no, it's happening somewhere before Lonavala, Taloja, Viloja, kahin pe show हुआ है. And I'm like, okay, great. What is the transport? So they're like, we'll send you the Google map. I'm like, oh.
Five
I'm like,
thousand में you have to make your own way there.
no, no, 5,000 is what they said they'll give advance.
Okay.
Which now they are saying we'll give you once you reach the place. I'm like, dude, this fucking treasure hunt is insane. I should have made a vlog about it. So they're like, DK, you once you come, we'll give you money and all. And they were going to pay more. वो amount disclose नहीं कर सकता हूँ because of
Uh-huh.
anyway. So, so they said come, and so I reached. I said, dude, I'm not going to come there because यहाँ से I'll have to take a car, then I'll have to take an Uber. फिर मेरे को ऐसा ऐसा करके I will reach there.
हाँ.
That location is not accessible. Direct transport नहीं है. So I said, I'm not coming. So they're like, don't worry, we'll take you in our car. So I'm like,
Okay.
best you send us a car. So they're like, we'll not send you a car. You come to Jogeshwari. We'll all go together in a car.
Which is
And that
okay,
was
I guess.
which is okay. But once I went there, it's a Innova. और उसमें 4-5 लोग बैठे हैं और इनोवा के पीछे दे हैव पुट ऑल दैट बर्थडे का जो होता है ना बलून ये वो. आई एम सिटिंग नेक्स्ट टू दैट.
They
Not
took you
even
in
that.
the boot. They took you in the boot of the car.
Yeah, it's not even that I'm sitting ahead. They are sitting ahead. There is place, but they're like पीछे भी बहुत जगह है. I'm like, okay, fine. I get inside this all party things, and they're like, yeah,
No
see if you
respect.
can. They're
No
like, see
respect.
something you can make something of it. I'm like, fuck this shit. And then it's very far. Once we reach there, in the middle, they are saying ki, it's her 45th birthday, and you have to make her feel special. It's like that's why we booked you and all. We're like, and I'm like, kya karna hai, comedy karna hai na? There's no fucking thing. We'll do it. So once I reach there, it's a huge resort.
Okay.
It's a big resort. So I'm like, hey, this is gonna be great. And then I say, where is the birthday girl? So they say the birthday girl is getting ready. Then the birthday girl comes out, and then her family is there, and everybody's saying, hey, wo happy birthday. And they're singing happy birthday for 15 minutes again and again and again. They're recording. They're like, Dadi, aap happy birthday gao. Okay. Aap happy birthday gao. Okay. I have to go back. मेरे को बैंड्रा आना है वापस.
Huh.
And these guys look like they have no plan of coming back. Everybody's already started drinking. So I'm like, मैं वापस कैसे जाऊंगा? So they're like, we will, हम आपको छोड़ देंगे. I'm like, you बैंड्रा तक छोड़ेंगे? They're like, नहीं नहीं, till the end of this gate, ये गली है ना, उसके एंड में छोड़ देंगे, वहां से आप. I was like, what the fuck? And अभी तक पार्टी चालू नहीं हुआ है. And then they take me and they're like, this is the birthday girl, okay? 45th birthday, make her feel special. And all the jokes you did that day, don't do that. I'm like, oh, this you're telling me now. They're like, do your thing. I'm like, okay, fine. So I did it. It's a 45-minute thing. And I'm assuming it goes okay only. And now they are like, you want to eat cake? I was like, no, no, मेरे को सिर्फ payment खाना, पैसा खाना. Where's the money? They're like, you want to have chicken? I'm like, I'll eat it. And now those two girls, I'm hunting for them. They are nowhere to be seen. Now there's just the birthday girl, and she's like, "Hey, nice, yeah, wo, aisa waisa. You do comedy professionally." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, you can say that. I can."
That's a terrible
Yeah,
question to be asked after your performance, right?
no, she didn't register who I was. मतलब she knew who I was, पर मैं कपड़ा वपड़ा change कर दिया.
Huh.
And now I'm in my civilian clothes, not in my performer clothes. So she's like, "Hey, you Anuj called you?" I was like, "No, no." Then it's like, "Who called?" Said, "I was the guy with the suit and all." Oh, it was you. Nice, nice, nice. Ah, okay, okay, okay. I couldn't. I'm like, yeah, yeah, fine. And I said, where is your sister? And she's like, what sister? And I'm like, are those two girls are there not? But they are not sisters. They're just neighbors. We know each other. And I'm like, oh, thoda bahut. I don't remember it that much, but this is what happened. Then I met them, and then they gave me half the money.
Are?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. They said remaining half an hour, they had to organize some shit, some extra LED. So they like, उसमें पैसा चला गया.
They can't do that, man.
They did it. So they said, here's something. So I said, I will not go. So then they said, okay, here's 75% of the payment. Remaining, once we come back to Mumbai on Saturday, we'll give you. Okay, then I come back Mumbai, and then I'm following up,
One second, one
following up.
second. How did you come back to Mumbai? They to left you
How did
on
I
some.
come back to Mumbai? Arey,
Huh.
they left me somewhere. So उसके बाद I took bike rides from somewhere. Then I caught a bus and then I came back. I don't even remember how I came back, very frankly. But I don't think वो लोग ने वापस छोड़ा मेरे को. They
Okay.
left me somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Then they again called me to their house. These two people, and they're like, hey, nice show, and I'm like, yeah, but बाकी का payment. So they're like, yeah. See, the thing is, it was a good show. You did 45 minutes. You performed well. You performed for 45 minutes. But you did not make her feel special. I told you it was a birthday. I'm like,
This is just so horrible, man. This is cheating.
so I was like, क्या है? मतलब, what are you trying to say? So she said, we told you it is a special day. I said, yeah, I know it was a special day. That's why I did 5 minutes extra. Happy birthday गाया मैं 5 मिनट के लिए. What do you for 10 minutes? Everybody saying happy birthday, from a kid to a grandmother. Everybody, grandfather, सब लोग happy birthday गाया. YouTube videos. I was on stage for 45 minutes. They're like, yeah, but she didn't feel special. अब मेरे को ये decode ही नहीं हो रहा है कि क्या है feeling special. And then I'm like, am I special? Am I not special? And then they did not pay the money.
I can't believe it.
They
And
didn't
then
pay the money.
and then
75%. Then what? फिर वापस बस पकड़ के घर पे आया और गया.
so they paid 75%. They did not pay
Yes,
25%.
they didn't pay. They're like, so they're like, if you would have made us feel special, we would have paid you the more. I'm like,
Wow.
What is the fucking mania feel special? What is it? Just tell me. ऐसा
Oh
नहीं
yeah,
कि
they
I'm
were
not
just
ready.
cheating you. They were just cheating you.
So this was great experience. So out
One
of
second,
nowhere,
and Andy, you can't get away like that. Tell now how much you got paid finally for all this,
finally,
for
it's
this for this kidnapping attempt where they took you.
it was all in all. I think it was 20 plus.
Okay, okay, that is not too bad, I guess. But
But they took 3 interviews. They took me to somewhere else, and then I spent 500 to come back, and then
that,
again they
that
called
they
me,
dumped you on
and
the
then they took my
highway.
interview. Yeah,
Oh,
and it's good they didn't pay me. नहीं तो हाईवे में मैं चोरी कर लेता था. उन लोग ही किसी को रखते थे. Hey, there's a guy coming, just fucking rob him, okay? And then we give him the same money and say कि ये तेरा 25% है. But what is it? Can you tell me what is that? क्या है? What were they having in mind?
no, no,
Why
this is
wasn't
this is
that
an excuse. I see this is the reason why comedians take money upfront. Because after the show, everyone has these. Even I got caught once
opinions?
where opinions.
हाँ,
I was doing a Zoom show during pandemic, and the payment was to come after the show. After the show, they all tell you like, firstly, Zoom show, you know how it is, right? No one's put on their camera. You're performing to gray boxes, okay? And only one box is open, which is the HR person who's hired you, who's glaring the shit out of it. I mean, so you finish performing, and then they're like, the boss said this was not what he wanted, and basically some four people got offended, like anything, you can't argue with that at the end of it.
yeah. See, I remember ऐसे Zoom show corporate inquiry came, and so the CEO is there, the marketing manager is there, and the HR manager is there. So the HR manager has done his job. He has lined up everybody in one Zoom call, which is a comic, which is a musician, which is a singer, and which is some other mind reader or astrology, whatever that kind of a trick, magician. All because it's a big event. So everything is gone, and now the marketing manager कुछ बोला नहीं है, so he also wants to put his input because CEO is there.
Ha.
So he's asking stupid questions. How long have you been doing comedy? Who is your favorite comic? You think American style of comedy will work here? I'm like, अरे भाई Zoom में कर रहे हैं, कौन सा American है, कौन सा Norwegian? It's just going to be a fucking 25-minute show in which the employees will shut off their this thing and do other work. Nobody is going paying attention. So then he asked the musicians. Then he says the musicians, कि, "How long have you been doing music?" Yeah, well, I do live shows. What do you think of Carnatic music? And he's like, and the HR manager is also like, sir, I think we should conclude the meeting. Yeah, oh. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And now he goes and asks the musician, the guy who's supposed to sing, because it's a, I think Hyderabad mein started based in the company. So he asked the musician, what songs are you singing? So he's like, sir, it's a medley. So he's like, medley mein bhi गाना का नाम तो होगा ना? So he said one or two songs. So he said, in the end, include a Telugu song. And the singer was like, what? And he's like, sang, include a Telugu song. And he said the name of some movie उसने बोला था 90s का कोई movie. So this guy's like, sir, I'm a Hindi singer. He's like, don't worry, I'll send you lyrics. I will send you lyrics.
Why are corporates like this? Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, I also do singing. Like यहाँ पे
Ha.
जो भी HR
Ha
होते हैं,
ha
I
ha
sing.
ha.
So I
I
will
sing,
send you
I
voice note.
design, I am also funny. Ha.
I will send you voice note with lyrics, video. And the singer is like, what is happening? And singer is actually looking like this at the HR. Although they're side by side, he's like, is it really happening? Then the HR is like, we'll take this communication offline. And then then the CEO suddenly is like, yeah, good point. Most of us are based in Hyderabad. Only few are based in Mumbai, Delhi. You should do medley in Telugu. Don't sing one song. Do mix. 3 songs mix in Telugu, and that will be high. And now HR manager is like, what the fuck? And then this guy is like, the singer को बोल रहा है कि you will send you lyrics, don't worry about it. And you have 3 days to practice. So what more you want? So he's like, sir, मेरा नाम अंकित यादव है. And he's like, "Ha, yeah, no problem. We'll send you lyrics in Hindi typo, Hindi script." And then he's like, कहाँ से सीखेगा यार वो 3 दिन में तेलुगु गाना? Is not even 2 3 lines. Telugu song and medley at the end, which he has to sing online.
What a-
It was, and this guy's like, I should just quit and become a marketing manager, I guess. And then the marketing manager, he's like, hey, I'm getting a call. He logs off. Now he's out of the meeting after doing all this shit.
Huh.
और वो निकल गया. He's like, my work is done. And then I call the HR guys. We are on a separate call. And he's like, क्या बोल रही है? So he's like, sir, don't worry about it. वो marketing manager आएगा भी नहीं. It's okay. He's not even going to join the call. So this
Oh
was
God. Have you
first day.
ever felt good after a corporate gig? Has any
Yeah,
corporate
I
gig
felt
gone missing?
all the
Okay.
time. The moment the money comes, I was like, oh, it's a great feeling.
Okay. Any
Yeah.
corporate gig gone
I have no
so
complaints
badly?
about corporate show. No, I have no complaints about any show.
Okay.
Like some people say, ना बुरा show है, वैसा show है. I'm like, यही मजा है. Like if the show was very good, then I'm like, क्या है यार? Why is this happening to me? कुछ तो something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what has happened? Something like what are the worst corporate gig that you've had?
There's no. Oh, I
Private
wouldn't say
show.
it's. I wouldn't say worse or anything, but what has happened is that let me just think about it. Yeah. Oh, there was a. It's not a verse. There's a birthday show which happened.
Okay.
Okay, so this couple they are celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary.
Hmm.
Okay, so then they get a call and they're like, "Hey, we are looking for comics, very popular YouTube comics." A lot of times I get calls, "कि hey, comedy show है
Huh.
25th के लिए," and I'm like, "I'm available." They're like, "No, no, can you give me Saurabh Pant's number?" ऐसा. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then I give whoever number it is, जिसका भी number चाहिए, पवित्रा का किसी का number.
Huh.
And then after that, they are like, "Okay, thank you so much." And then after 1 week, 3 4 हफ्ते, they get back and they're like, "Do you know any other comics?" I'm like, "क्यों क्या हुआ? You can't afford them ना?" तुम लोग क्या बोला? बिकॉज उन लोगों को क्या लगता है बर्थडे पार्टी है ना, एक काम करते हैं 2 केक कम करते हैं और 15,000 में कॉमिक को बुला लेते हैं 10,000 में. दैट इज द कैलकुलेशन. 2 केक 4 समोसा एक कॉमिक, इसका बंडल इवेंट मैनेजर को बोल दो. You see, I don't have any problem. Like I'm like, this is also fun only. So then it was a birthday thing, but because you're 35 years of wedding anniversary, but there was 60 plus audience. So they said just tailor make your content to these guys. ज्यादा गाली वाली मत देना, ऐसे सब फालतूगिरी मत बोलना. So we were like, of course, we will do it. First we were like, नहीं यार हमसे नहीं होएगा. And then they're like, here's advance cash. We are like, of course we are those kind of people. This is our audience. There were two of us. So then we went, and then we had no clue how the birthday party is going to be. We thought किसी के घर पे होगा, some 3 BHK में. They're like, hey, we are also cool people. Look at all the friends we have. Wedding, 2 3 songs, and then samosa pav khake night off. Then we get an invitation for the event. It's happening in
Invitation.
Hayat. Yeah, it's happening in Hayat.
How cool.
Some fucking 5 star, 7 star. Hayat था कि कोई और था, मेरे को याद नहीं है. So then we are like, oh shit, this is serious. So they're like, are you prepared? And you're like, yeah, always prepared. Yeah, डरना नहीं. So then what happens? We go inside and we are like, where is this birthday happening? So they are like, it is happening in the presidential suite.
What?
And then, yeah. And now both of us are like, should we just give them back the money? Because it was like too much expectation. क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा रे? So we go there
One
and
second.
there
I
are
have, I have a very
15 people.
important question to ask. What were you wearing?
What was I wearing? I was wearing this t-shirt only. So the
I
moment I
thought so.
like, the moment I like presidential suit, I just went inside and I put on white pant with this. And I'm like, yeah, now I. So once I went in, both of us went inside. Everybody is in traditional clothes, shining
Okay.
traditional clothes, like expensive silk kurta and all, with the Nehru jacket, expensive kurta jacket. And we're like, what is happening? And then the menu is some of the most expensive things I've never seen. And then we are just sitting here, and those people are just discussing about business. कि 100 crore इसमें डाला है, 50 crore इसमें डाला है. They are unaware of us. We are sitting there in one corner, and they are like, आपको juice वगैरह कुछ चाहिए? And first of all, they ask, why are you sitting here? This is a private booking. And we are like, no, no, performing. We are comics. They're like, oh, comics, come. Because ये opulence देख के अपना confidence down हो गया. We are just sitting in one corner. We are like, yeah, I don't think we can tell them about. तुमको पता है roommates कैसा होता है? They're like, what are roommates? You can say कि train में जब मैं गया था, they're like, क्या train? What? हमने तो खरीदा. किसी का train का business था, freight का business.
So what did you do? I
So
can't
then
believe
we
this.
then we were like, dude, we have to do something. ये वो ऐसा वैसा. Then the commitment was to do 1 hour between two three people. Okay, and they already and we are like, make them drink. सबको दारू दे दो. And then they were like, oh, we don't drink. None of us drink. You're like, okay. तो अच्छा खाना खिलाना. Non-veg. And the organizer is like, they don't eat non-veg. And he's like, you just go to the other room. I'll call you when you're ready. He's like, okay. They're
Then
like, give
I'm
us
dying to know
drink.
what happened. I would have died.
No, so
I'd have said,
but
I'm going
then,
home.
no, already, and this is within the first 15 minutes. And now we are not able to eat anything also because if you look at that group, all of them are like big time owners, tycoons, and all of that. So we are in the other room, and now we are scheming. We are like, "तू पहला जाएगा, मैं पहला जाएगा," and then,
But can I know who was with you?
huh? No, he doesn't
Who,
want to be identified.
okay.
He's like, "ये कभी nobody should know about this." Okay, मेरी टेंशन के हम लोग बाहर निकला है, we were not even there. So then we are planning ये करना है, वो करना है, ऐसा करना है, वैसा करना है, and time is clicking. Okay, tick, is happening, and they are having fun without us. It looks like comedy has already begun because जिसका birthday है, he's killing it. He's speaking, he's saying this, ये वो. He's already doing crowd work, and then what happens is that now the thing is everything is done. Now we'll do comedy show. So they announce, कि, guys, today we have a special treat for you. So everybody thought कि this presidential suite is the special treat. They're like,
Huh.
yeah, great, amazing workbook, yeah. And they're like, Vishal, amazing arrangement. You were always very good at this. So बोलते no, we have comics. We have very famous YouTube comics. And they're like, किसी और को book किया है क्या? Is there someone else who's performing?
Always in private parties, when HR is calling you onto stage, or when you go to a college festival,
Everybody is a famous
the
YouTuber.
expectation very
Everybody
famous.
is a, everybody is a famous YouTuber. I'm like, famous YouTuber, and then they call out my name. And these guys are like, maybe we don't watch that much YouTube. So they're like, gaming करते हैं क्या आप? Are you streamer? I said, नहीं, I'm. So I said, I'm host. I did not even acknowledge the fact I'm comic. I'm like, अगला है comic, I'm host.
Coward.
Yeah, I'm a host. मैं होस्ट हूँ आज की शाम को मैं होस्ट हूँ मैं आपसे बातें करूंगा ये वो फिर मैं कॉमिक को बुलाऊंगा अदर गाइस लाइक कॉमिक को बुलाएगा तू करेगा oh god and then you know what menu पे sushi था
Okay.
menu पे sushi that also
Veg
sushi
sushi.
was sushi and
Veg?
मतलब sushi veg sushi
The, huh.
different varieties of veg sushi avocado ये वो फिर tempura tanpura जो भी है सब कुछ so he was like fuck budget तो बहुत high है okay so then thing happens and then it starts And then I'm doing crowd interaction. I'm asking them, ye, wo, aisa, waisa, and they are laughing. So I thought it's going great because I have to do 30 minutes. Next act has to do 30 minutes. We have to do 1 hour. We have to take the money and we have to run from there. So after a few minutes, I always look at my phone, मतलब जो खड़ा है ना वहाँ पे पीछे, because he will show me the time.
Hmm.
And he's not showing me the time. He's like, हाँ, you do. Usually, a you like to get off. यहाँ पे वो light ही नहीं दिखा रहा. He's like, do. So I'm like, time बता ना. So 20-25 minutes are done. 20 minutes are done. And then there are few laughs because the thing is, you realize that some of them, जो बड़ा बड़ा empires है ना, FMCG का, उसका CEO. Okay, it's those people. Logistics company जिसने चालू किया है, उसका वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, उसका बेटा. So they are very HNIs. So then I'm like, पता है फिर जब मैं ट्रेन में जा रहा था तो पता है आपको क्या हुआ? हम ट्रेन में जाते ही नहीं है. I'm like, oh. तो ऑटो पकड़ने में मुश्किल होता है कि नहीं? बोलते हमारी तो गाड़ी है, पर आप बताओ क्या होता है ऑटो में? सभी ने कहा ओके no problem.
They were
No problem.
humoring you. They were
Yeah, then I tell us
humoring
your
you.
problem. Yeah, tell us your problem. So they like ऑटो में क्यों जाते हो? गाड़ी खरीद लेना चाहिए. And now they're telling me prices of second hand cars क्योंकि किसी का बिजनेस है. And they're like आप हमसे गाड़ी ले लो, हम आपको डील देंगे. बोला अरे यार, इधर लगता है पैसा जाएगा मेरा. फर्स्ट कॉर्पोरेट शो का बर्थडे पार्टी जहाँ पे आई एंड अप पेइंग मनी कि हाँ ये लो 50,000 मेरे को गाड़ी दे दो वापस जाने को. So this shit is happening in the background, and then after 20-25 minutes, few jokes, crowd interaction, and everything, I'm about to call on the next act. So I'm like, guys, I was your host. अब मैं आपके आखिरी act को बुलाऊंगा. So they're like, एक मिनट, आपने तो जोक किया ही नहीं. मैं बोला क्या? बोला हाँ, आपने तो सिर्फ बात किया, हमसे बात मत करो, हमको जोक सुनाओ.
Wow. What do you do?
Yeah. Then I did jokes. Few jokes, 10 minutes. But
Wow,
okay.
okay.
It went very okay. It went very average. The only laughter is, you know how it was. I cracked some joke and then they don't relate with it. Oh, by the way, husband and wife separated. This is husband's group. This is wife's group. So they are having the individual party. So I crack a joke, husband will crack one joke, this group will laugh. Wife will crack another joke. Then they will tell each other, hey, तुम लोग ऐसे हो, हम लोग ऐसे पता है, and they are laughing amongst each other. And then they're like, oh, by the way, there's a comedy show. What is the next topic?
You know, in private shows, I think I don't know whether the need for a stand-up comic. Basically, they just need a facilitator to make them look good. But carry on. Then
Yeah, so this is happening, that is happening. So I asked them, only thing is, I asked them what is the secret behind successful marriage and all? Because all of them are married.
okay.
And then I didn't have to do anything for 7. I'm like, अच्छा ऐसा होता है? ओ ऐसा भी है? मैम तो कुछ और बोल रही है. क्या ये वो?
Huh.
And, so 7 minutes done, then some jokes, and then I call on. I'm like, thank you guys, you've been such a wonderful audience. This is amazing. Never seen people like you in my life. And final act. So the final act is like, मेरा video recording करना. Take my video recording with me. I was like, sure, I'll do it. So he goes up, he does good, but difficult because the moment you talk with them, they're like, they hired you as meditator or judge
Mediation.
between two parties on the disputes. Yeah, property disputes. Because the
What does the
biggest one,
final act do? I'm sure I know
final
what the
act did,
final act is.
final act did well. But again, if you talk to them, they're like, why are you talking to us? Jokes. And then he's like, but you're talking amongst yourself. So they're like, we are friends, no? But we are not friends. And then in the meanwhile, I was like, hey, I need to take my mind off this. So I go to the manager of Hyatt and I said, there was that sushi platter. Can I have that? He's like, sure, sir. I'll get it. And then he fucking disappears. Then again it happened. Sure, sir. तुम लोग ने sushi नहीं दिया हम लोग को.
Oh,
Everything is supposed
you're
to
not
be.
funny enough.
No, I'm saying they didn't give us. I have asked them specifically 7-8 times. And I forget the name of the manager, but I was like, in the end, I wanted to tell him, thank you so much. Huh? Sushi was very good. But my friend is like, just don't fuck this shit up, okay? Just leave. Don't fight now. We had a tough show. The last thing you want is to fight with them. So
For
then
the
he also did
sushi.
30 minutes. Yeah. अरे मेरे सामने से लेके जा रहा है. I said, give me one piece. I want to taste it.
Did
What
you
is this
get
fucking
anything to
problem?
eat? Did you get anything to eat?
He ate everything.
Uh,
So the show was for 50 minutes. And after the show, we ate for 1 hour. My friend is like, let's just go. The second act जो मेरा दोस्त है वो बोल रहा है कि let's just fucking leave. I said, no way, dude. एक तो sushi नहीं दिया and you're like हम लोग खाना भी नहीं खाएंगे. Every
I would
item
have
we'll eat
left.
twice.
I would have left. I
Dude,
would have left you there and left. I
not
mean,
only did I not eat, I went and asked them, ये कौन सा ingredients है इसमें? Which is this? Which do you think is better? And then I asked the
how
person
do
who
you
conducted
take
the show,
such
आप
humiliation, Andy? I don't know how you do it.
ये so much food is food. So I went there, I ate everything, ये वो ऐसा वैसा. And before the show, before we were going, na, we were not going home anyway. We were going to the buffet table early. So the lady who organized, she's like, आप लोग खाना खा के ही जाना. And we already were having plate in our hand. We're like, oh, sure. हम वैसे भी खाना खा के ही जाने वाले थे.
You are
आपको
shameless.
क्या लगा?
I know. There's a
आपको क्या
certain
लगा? We are
producer.
like those. हाँ. And
There's a,
then what happens is, like all this thing happened, sushi नहीं मिला and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna ये मैनेजर को मैं बोल के जाऊंगा 2-3 because वो लोग हॉस्पिटैलिटी में है ना, नीचे कंप्लेन कर दूंगा. And he's like, dude, it's a tough show. Don't create a scene.
yes.
I said, sushi नहीं मिला. He's like, I'll buy fucking sushi, man. नीचे go and eat sushi. I said, it's not about the sushi. It's about the fucking attitude. I asked him thrice, are we lesser than these people who are, they're like, yeah, we are by a
We
few
are.
hundred
We
crores,
are.
by a few
Yes.
hundred crores. So
Yes.
then his logic is they haven't paid us the money yet. Okay, by the end of the show, they ask us, hey, paisa de de kya? So we are like, give it to the producer, he will give us. And then while we are coming down, my friend is like, अपने को ले लेने का था क्या पैसा? I asked him. He said, no, no. After the show, if the organizer says, आप खाना खा के जाओगे, it means they like the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then and then there was no contact with them for 3 days.
Then
Then we spoke the producer को call किया, and the producer is like, एक काम करो तू directly बात कर उनसे. And then we individually called her and they individually paid us after a week. But they paid the
still
money.
they paid the
Yeah,
money.
yeah. But surely it was not मजा नहीं आया because then he called me back again. While I'm fighting this internal battle of to sushi or not to sushi, he's called me back on stage. So then again I do something crowd work ये वो, and then how the show ends is that everybody sings happy birthday
Okay.
for 5 minutes. And जिसका birthday है, he continues the melody and he sings for 20 minutes. And guess what?
Best.
He's a great singer.
Oh, okay.
We are part of some karaoke club. And then he calls on one, he's like Mamta Ben, tame पण आप, and yeah, wo. And they are doing medley after medley, and the crowd is like, yeah. And we are like, what is happening, man? And then they ask, आपको कोई गाना गाना? We are like, नहीं, आप,
So it always happens when they call comedy and any kind of music together, na, then
no,
it
this is
is.
without music. Without music, this guy is
I'm
singing
just
so
saying
in tune.
any kind of musical entertainment after comedy, that gets such a great response because everyone can sing and everyone can enjoy it. It makes us feel bad.
No, no, but the thing is, इसके singing के बीच में, he is also cracking private jokes on something. He's like, ये तो किशोर कुमार का गाना है. ममता बहन, तमे गणेश, you also like the song, right? Remember that time when you were in college, you were singing all this song. You're like, yeah, we know that. And then I'm like, you are more of a Mohammed Rafi fan. तमे तो Mohammed Rafi fan छे. I'm like, yeah. And then he's killing it. So he hosted. We should have given him money. He was the closing act.
Tell me one thing: are comedians really required at a celebration? Like, if it is your birthday and someone surprises you with a stand-up comedian, how will you feel?
से मेरा बर्थडे में तो पता नहीं. I wouldn't count myself as this thing, but generally क्या some birthdays it works well, wherein if it is that kind of a public and you are like, hey man, this is going to be like this, we're going to do some crowd work interaction, तो अगर तेरा same vibe पे है सब लोग, then it's great because one of the shows was very good. 45 minutes kiya, paisa waisa diya, and it went great. Because what they did is that they're like, it's going to be 18 plus audience, it's going to be 18 plus material. So that worked.
Ah,
But somewhere where you just go and you have no idea and you go there and you find out, ki, oh, this is that. वो थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा.
of
और क्या है
course.
कि जिसका बर्थडे होता है ना, if somebody's birthday is there, he's already the hero of the moment.
Yeah.
अभी उसमें जाके तेरे को हीरो बनना बहुत मुश्किल है. And you can't
Yes.
take down. You can't take them down. कि ये चल चल बर्थडे है तो क्या हुआ? बैठ इधर.
No, have you ever been briefed that you have to go and roast the birthday boy, and then all the family members will tell you horrible things to say about him? I'm like, I can't say this. You have the guts. You say it.
रोस्टिंग का हाँ, it has happened कि roast this. It has happened. I'll tell you one birthday thing. It is some kid's birthday. Kid's birthday party.
Kids,
Yeah, and by
kids,
kids,
stand up for
yeah,
kids.
yeah. So I get a call, and the producer is like, "Sir, आप stand up करते हैं?" And I'm like, "What kind of a question? This is the first question. Hello, हाँ, शर्मा जी बोल रहा हूँ." Like, हाँ, बोलिए शर्मा जी, आप stand up करते हैं? अभी इसका क्या आंसर है? There's no answer to this question. I'm like, क्या requirement है? बोलते वैसे तो requirement नहीं है, पर 8 साल के बच्चे का बर्थडे पार्टी है. अब इसमें आप क्या ही स्टैंड अप करोगे? And I'm like, why the fuck have you called me to fucking roast
Yes.
me in the morning? मैंने एक बार अब रिक्वायरमेंट आ रहा है तो मुझे किसी ने बोला है कि आप करोगे, तो मैं बोला वाह, ऑलरेडी कॉन्डेसेंडिंग है. So I was like, let's do this shit. So he's like, okay, पर आप क्या करोगे मुझे नहीं पता, पर you do 30 minutes on stage. That is the commitment. I said, dude, 30 क्या, मैं 40 मिनट कर लूंगा.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, birthday party, everything. So it happened somewhere early में किधर हो रहा है. So we go there. So it's a girl's birthday. She's turning 9. She's going to the 5th standard. So I guess she's turning 10. Her entire class batchmates सब लोग हैं. And it is one of those posh South Bombay school. So already बच्चे लोग थोड़ा है hero. They're already ran. They're like, are you trying to crack funny jokes? Are we going to laugh? Is it going to be really funny? So this guy, there's one guy जो हीरो है. हर क्लास में एक चूतिया रहता है जो हीरो समझता है अपने आप को. जैसे मेरे क्लास में मैं था. And then after 10 years, life teaches you a lesson. But anyway, that's a different talk altogether. So I go there, and this kid is like, hey, are you going to crack funny jokes? This is my first interaction with the kid, not the birthday kid. Some
Okay.
fucking kid.
Huh.
And I'm like, no, I'll try. So he's like, he's doing this. I'm like, what? So इसमें भी 2-3 comics है. So I'm like, okay. And I'm not trying to humor him also because I'm like, यार इसका पैसा आएगा तो I'll be able to pay my laundry bill, whatever. ऐसा सब करने के लिए. दो एक बटर चिकन और 4 रुमाली रोटी विद बटर खाएगा मैं. So I'm doing those calculations. And this kid is like, I watch you. I'm like, yeah. But now he's with his parents. For his parents, it's very cute. So I'm like, cute boy. Iska birthday girl is very nice. She's like, hi, my name is Border Moving Thanks. Hi, it's my birthday, and these are my friends. So you can roast them. Okay, but don't roast me, okay? Because it's my birthday, no? I said, yeah, I won't roast. And then his friends are like, इसका ही roast करना है, इसका birthday ये वो. I'm like, we'll not get into all that. उसको रुना बुलाना नहीं है. So this thing starts, and the kid is heckling. So this guy says कि एक बार मैं गाड़ी में जा रहा था, तो बोलता किधर किधर जा रहा था गाड़ी में. And he's like, जोक तो बोलने दे, मैं एक बार ऑटो में जा रहा था. ये ऑटो में जाता है. And the kids are fucking losing it because he has that group. This boy, उसको हीरो बनना, उसके पीछे 4 लोग हैं. ये ऑटो में जाता है. And then he's like, once I went to this hotel or some shit, he's like, I hate मैं मटन बिरयानी खाई. He's like, oh, मटन खाता है. Oh, मटन खाता है ये. Because I'm assuming वो लोग सब vegetarian है. छी, animals. I'm like, अरे चुप करो बच्चे को. The fuck is this kid doing now? किधर है उसके माँ बाप? And this kid is just, he's doing reaction videos in real time. Like to joke बोल, he has the punchline.
Oh God, this is humiliating.
Yeah, and nobody's telling him anything. Also, that kid, he's just
Because y'all have been called, they don't care about your feelings. Crazy
as a
amount.
kid. It's a kid. He's like fucking 9 year old, 10 year old, whatever. What is it's उसका बर्थडे वो वहां पे मस्ती करने आया है उसके माँ बाप को लगा कि कॉमेडी शो इज अ ग्रेट आइडिया फॉर देम दे आर ऑलरेडी ईटिंग शुगर एंड दे पागल हो गए वो लोग मुशायरा में वहां करने या अरे मुशायरा में फिर भी लोग ठीक ठीक से बोलते हैं यहाँ पे तो गांड मार रहे हैं वाह वाह नहीं बोल रहे हैं so then this kid is वो चिल्ला रहा है ये वो then again I was like hey I'm the host हाँ I'm host मैं host है so then again I go up and then that kid just comes up and he's come up on stage बाजू में and he's like whatever you guys can do na I can do better than you
Oh, good Lord.
and you're like what बोलते हैं हाँ and then all the kids are cheering his name Mehul and shit and then I'm like Mehul वो इतना famous क्यों है तू यार so Mehul says his classmate says he's like the dare king of our class if you give him any dare he will do it
Okay.
like अगर तू बोला balloon फेंक दे class में से he will do it that is his reputation so I was like मैं नहीं विश्वास करता है so he's like you say anything I'll do he's like these jokes you crack now I'll crack them better than you I will crack your jokes better than you I said okay so then I said if I give you a dare you will do it so he's like any dare I will do it तो तभी क्या है फॉर्चुनेटली और अनफॉर्चुनेटली मेरे बैग में ना आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन था तो आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन में कषायम विच यू आर सपोज टू ड्रिंक जब यू हैव साइनस या कुछ रहता है उसका कुछ तो मेडिसिन है ओके एंड इट इज एक्सट्रीमली विस्कस एंड यू कैंट swallow it तेरे को उल्टी आएगा बिकॉज इज दैट थिक एंड इट इज दैट कड़वा है बहुत
Okay.
it's like करेला into 10x is that
Okay.
kind of a taste very bitter and extremely pungent so I had it in my bag इतना ही बचा था so I said कि I will give you this medicine तो पिएगा थोड़ा एक स्पून
And he would have got sued. You'd have got sued by his parents. They'd have sued the pants
बट
off
इट इज
you.
उसका आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन एट बेस्ट क्या होता था इट वुड हैव क्योर्ड हिम उसको वहां से बेटर ही होता था अरे आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन है यार कोई साइड इफेक्ट नहीं होता था बट द टेस्ट तो इतना सही सो आई एम लाइक यू ड्रिंक दिस क्योंकि मैं पिया थोड़ा एंड आई एम लाइक देख मैं पी ले आई एम लाइक कैन यू ड्रिंक इट सो इज लाइक यू ड्रिंक तूने एक स्पून पिया ना मैं 2 स्पून पिएगा आई एम लाइक श्योर एंड नाउ एवरीबॉडी इज चीयरिंग बाहर जाके उल्टी किया वो
You would have got sued. I'm surprised you
that
didn't
is how
get
the
sued.
show ends. When the parents are like, okay, guys, now cake cutting, बहुत हो गया comedy. ये वो because then you know what I said. I said, guys, now we are going to take it to the next level. Now the kids are going to give dares to their parents. अभी इसने dare किया ना, अब तुम लोग अपने parents को dare दो. And then he's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? So one girl says, my dad is going to dance for everybody. And then all the parents are like, Arey, bhai, we didn't sign up for this shit. And then they're like, cut it, cut it. She's like, oh, guys, we had a lot of masti, a lot of fun. Cake is ready. We'll cut the cake. And then that guy's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? तो बोलता है ये उसने बोला मेरे को कि ये मैं तेरे को बोला था दिस किड इज ऑलरेडी लाइक दैट वो मस्ती करता है बहुत तो मैं बोलता है तो बोलो ना फिर उसके माँ बाप को बोलता है उसके माँ बाप ही नहीं आए बोला उसको आप देख लो सो इट्स लाइक दैट
Okay. Now let us talk about the jewel of our discussion. You went. Do you want to record this later?
नहीं नहीं खत्म करते हैं इज ऑलरेडी
Chal, we'll finish. Okay.
बिकॉज़
Uh, Jewel of our conversation, the gig that you did 2 days back. Andy
few
was
days back
invited. Few days back. Okay. Andy was invited to perform for dogs. Okay. He's the only stand up comedian who has made dogs laugh. I don't know. Did you make them laugh?
I made them bark. I'm assuming. So it's like
Tell
dog
us.
owners. It's not dog owners. So there's some 50 dogs and dog owners. So it was a stand-up show for dog owners, but basically dogs walks away. So what happened is that we went, and I was like, "Hey, is there money in it?" They're like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Of course, I love dogs." So so I went there, and it's a huge space because normally comedy gets such a small audience, and you do this. एक मिनट होगा कैन यू जस्ट पॉज फॉर अ सेकंड
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
एक
I'll
मिनट
edit it. Huh.
हाँ Hmm.
Okay.
So then what happened? Oh, we went there, and there is all kind of dogs, bada bada kutta. And then the show started. Show itna bura nahi hai, but again I didn't tell them that I'm a comic because I told them introduce me as a dog whisperer.
Dog whisperer. Okay.
So then I went there and I said, "Hey guys, you guys wouldn't know me, but I'm a dog whisperer."
What is the
And
setting like? Was it indoors? Was it outdoors?
it was outdoors, but with a roof.
Okay.
So it's like a huge space for the dogs. There's a swimming pool for a dog. There's this. Dogs are going crazy. It's
Okay.
like sunburn for dogs. पागल हो रहे हैं वो लोग. And it's a huge space. And audience इतना ही है. Dogs इतना सारा. They are running around ये वो ऐसा ऐसा. And I said I'm a dog whisperer, and I exactly know what your dog says. And exactly at that moment, there's a German Shepherd which starts barking right in front of me,
At
and
you?
it is bark at me. And it's like he's talking, not even the barking, but and I'm like, it's translating it for the other dogs who don't, जिनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. और 3 मिनट तक वो भौंक ही रहा है. And I'm like, okay, okay. And now I'm confused. I don't know what to do. And then I'm like, you're a good boy. And it stopped. And I'm like,
Okay.
I told you told you I'm a dog whisperer. And then it was fun because you think you're doing a joke, but suddenly a dog is going between your legs. And you're like, what is happening? One dog is dragging a girl like this. He's coming with it. And I'm like, hey, wait, 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 wait. So then I'm going far and far and far. And then more dogs are barking, barking, barking. So it was an absolute blast. I had no idea what was happening. And then my friend was there. I'm like, hey, 30 minutes work, yeah. He's like, no, it's 8 minutes. Out of his 3 minutes was the dog barking. कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं है क्या हो रहा है. मैं आई मीन सो देन दिस इज व्हाट आई सेड कि यूजुअली लोगों का नेटफ्लिक्स या अमेजोन पे स्पेशल आ रहा है ना. टुडे आई हैव रियलाइज्ड कि अगर कभी मेरा स्पेशल आया कॉमेडी का वो नेशनल ज्योग्राफी पे या डिस्कवरी पे आएगा.
Okay.
It was good. Yeah, yeah. And then we took pictures with the dog and all. And you can't pet a dog.
You can't? Why?
No, अरे काटेगा वो.
What
सोच
the?
ना करे. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, are you a Rottweiler? You think you're a Doberman? Ah, मैंने हाथ में काट लिया. So what?
Did you
Then
get
there's a
food?
pit bull. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
pit bull. Huh.
There's a pit bull, dude. And the owner is trying to hide the pit bull under the table because वो भागता है ना, when your tables are flying and all other dogs are like, kids are crying. दो तीन बच्चे रो रहे हैं. And this is happening while the show is on. Yeah. And then the best part is there were two girls who were sitting slightly behind, oblivious to whatever is happening. They're just having donut. And I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. They're like, what? They're like, do you know what is happening? So they're like, what is happening? Is there was supposed to be a comedy show? And I'm like, that has already started 15 minutes back. So yeah, this was the fastest. Within 5 minutes of the show, bag on or मैं आ गया होता.
Okay. So, people, we're winding up the discussion here. This is
Yeah.
Andy. His
By
name
the
is
way, if there's any other species that you want a comedy or any kind of show, Instagram to follow
hosting.
करना the
Hosting,
Reghu
not comedy. He does
PHER.
hosting.
Hosting. Let's say you want to host fellow ostriches or maybe platypus. You know who to call.
Yes. The
मेरे
Reghu
को
on
डॉल्फिन के लिए शो
Instagram.
था. The
The
Reghu on
Reghu.
Instagram.
The
PHEREGH.
Yes.
अब
The
I
Reghu.
wish I can do some underground कुछ करना. Underwater show कुछ होना चाहिए comedy show.
So if you have any dolphins or
What
any
the?
pomfrets, he does all species. Uh,
Don't think it was all species yet. That just sounds wrong.
but anyway, do reach out to Andy. He's a great host. He's a great comic. He's really, really funny, and he's a damn nice guy. All right, we're
Thank
winding up.
you.
Thank you, people. This brings this episode to
Bye
a
bye.
close. Bye.
I hope I get a lot of inquiries after this. I'm looking
Yes, you're
forward
going to
to
get a lot of
new
inquiries.
species.